My name's Aaron. Welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm fantastic and I'm doing really well. And today I'm viewing KREDO by the house of Nishane. This is an extracted parfum. This is £305 for 100ml. So I'm going to round it down to 150 for 50ml. So this is a spicy, leathery, woody fragrance. The top notes are pink pepper, cardamom. Heart notes are Obmanthus Absolute. The base notes are oud accord, sandalwood and suede. So I'm reading what's on there, and an accord is simulating natural raw materials and aroma chemicals to give you the feel of a natural. So you can have jasmine accords, which sort of smell like jasmine, rose accords, which don't smell like rose. I've never come across a rose accord that smells like Rose Absolute, and an oud accord as well. And this is where you can actually support if you want to put oud in at sort of smaller amounts and build around it, or a way of completely sort of using the accord instead of the natural. Do we have our bottles of KREDO by Nishane? Are we engaged with the high self? Let's get testing. So I'm sure you've all seen the presentation. As this is a new box, I'll show you. The card comes off, and inside you got like this Harry Potter book thing. And it's housed in card. So this packaging is gonna go to this house. Let's see the atomizer first. Nice, wide, dispersive. I think I've reviewed 3 or 4 from this. That Vetiver fragrance I thought was outstanding because I was completely and utterly baffled because I thought it was going to take me to Vetiver hell, and instead it took me to Vetiver heaven. I thought it was exquisite. There were 2 others, I think. I can't remember. I can remember them, but I can't say the names. So I know this is in the same sort of category as Tom Ford Oud Wood. And I can explain really briefly. I have not got a problem at all with a perfumer taking a really great formula and changing it to fit into a house and reducing the price. It can be alike but separate. I've got a problem with dupes. I've got a problem with companies copying dead on without improving on it, without twisting it, without adding raw materials, without kind of making it different. That's where I've got the problem. You see, there's a big difference for me. And I think as well, there's no skill in dupes at all. But with taking a formula and improving on it and adding to it, that is the key. And to me, there should be 6 points of difference with what you're doing, the longevity, the projection, adding raw materials. There should be 6 points of difference. I have not got a problem. If it's sort of more expensive, I'm kind of like, oh, I'm not sure how to feel about that. But that's how I feel about this sort of formula. I want to say that before I go onto the review. This is similar in some aspects, but different, which I think is great for me. This smells more oriental than the Tom Ford Oud Wood. This is similar in the construction with Isu Super. More hedione in this formula, which is giving it much more lift to the formula. And that is really difficult perfumery. I can tell you, this is kind of the majority of perfumers' job, which is you kind of get the formula down quite quickly. You kind of I sketch it out kind of, this bit and that bit. When you are constructing a formula, you construct it into what is it going to be based upon. Isu Super Hedione is like classical way of building a perfume. How much ambroxan? Too much ambroxan will do X, too little ambroxan doesn't give you the feel. What percentage of ambroxan? What are your musk choices? Very unusual to get one musk. I've never done that. For me, thinking about a formula through the language of perfumery is the exciting bit. That's where I kind of get like really excited. So kind of like, what do you want it to feel like? So within this, you have a top note musk, ethylene bracelet, which is sort of indispensable, really. It gives you smoothness, velvetiness, smoothing within. It helps to smooth out a formula as well. Too much ambroxan give you too much of a metallic note to it. What are your sort of hidden secret compounds going to do? You want a more metallic note? What are you trying to do? Then how are you going to give your elevation as well? Where are you going to go with the elevation? How are you going to elevate it? kind of what sex are you going for? Are you going for more female leading fragrance or more masculine or more unisex? It's sort of being constructed sort of unisex, giving you lift, giving you life. What I love about this, and this is the thing I really love, is the lily of the valley raw materials, giving smoothness and lift. Linalool compounds and ethyl linalool acetate compounds, which I love. I think that's just gorgeous. Musk choice are great in this as well, giving that sort of smoothness and softness. This has got more life, more sparkle. It smells like their work, which is kind of another thing which is important. How can I keep true, especially if you're not their in-house perfumer? So with myself, I can make everything smell like my work because it's me creating it and me scaling it up. It was just keeping me smelling like the house, so it's got that thing. When you get certain people that love a brand, they're going to sort of want it to have that thing, that sort of uniqueness to the formula. This has got the vanilla and coumarin and a lot of patchouli within the formula. So this is a patchouli-based formula, I'd say. Patchouli within a formula, when you work with it, when you've got the other compounds, that can dictate how it is. And patchouli is one of those raw materials where if you add lots of lily of the valley raw materials and hedione, you get a really soft finish with it. Beautiful sort of like green, luscious feel, and that's what's happening with this. A few citruses, vetiver, giving that sort of gorgeousness to it. Pink pepper. Pink pepper is a really interesting raw material. With citruses, it can give you sort of a spike and sort of help to give dryness, a spiky dryness to it. And then you've got to balance it, you see. So if you add too much of the spiky dryness of the pink pepper, you've got to balance that and smooth it, you see. So this is the job of the perfume, is continually balancing one thing against the other. It's incredibly hard. I hope you're getting this idea. On to my final thoughts. I love this. I think it's really, really beautiful perfumery. It smells eloquent, soft, lively, bright. The price, I think, is like really great. So this is £305 or 150. And to me, it smells lively, it smells bright, it smells clean, it smells smooth, it smells soft. But, and this is my only but, there's a slight metallic offness to it. Very, very fractionally. But I love the overall sort of thing about it. The price is great. I think it's like priced perfectly. I like the packaging. I like the way it's metal, I like the way it's glass. It's kind of great. It's kind of giving me everything I kind of want, but there's a slight sort of like, sort of spicy sort of metallic offness to it, but I think it's constructed beautifully and I love it. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's great and not much more I can say about that. So if you love that review, thumbs up and subscribe for more fascinating, interesting content, lots of moving hands and lots of fragrance views. Hope staying safe and well. See you soon.